Hey guys, welcome back to OCO Social Impact Podcast, where we are here to equip today's social entrepreneurs and social impact leaders one day at a time. In today's video episode, we're going to be talking about data management, data security, as well as risk mitigation strategies for your nonprofit to implement to ensure that you are protecting secure data that you may have within your organization. All nonprofits and social enterprises engage with sensitive information at some degree. You can be working with children, and so there may be some demographic information that your organization has for those children. You could be working with the elderly. You could be working with different vulnerable target populations that are within the criminal justice system, and the list goes on and on. You could also be engaging with sensitive banking information or information related to people's financial situations and so forth. And so we all, as nonprofit leaders and social entrepreneurs, have a responsibility to make sure that we are protecting the information that is given to us. And some institutions and organizations require that their employees go through training to understand how to engage with the data that they have, as well as protect the data that they are receiving. At the current job that I'm working for, we work with students of different demographic backgrounds. These are students that are pursuing graduate degrees, whether it be their master's or their PhDs, and so a lot of these students have a lot of sensitive information that they give to us due to the nature of our programmings. And so with us engaging with research and different things related to reporting back to federal institutions that give grants out and stuff like that, we are by law required to go through different trainings to make sure that we are protecting the students' data in a proper way, as well as not abusing the information that we have readily available to us. You guys, I had sat through a training that took me a week to finish because it was so much information that I had to learn about how to properly manage this data. And so depending on what industry you're in within the social impact space or the public sector, you may very well be familiar with different forms of trainings that you have to go through so that you are in compliance with state and federal laws as necessary. The first point that we're going to be talking about today is data management. And data management is literally how the data is received, organized, and categorized for organizational purposes. When you think about data management, you may have an intake form that clients are to fill out. Then there may be someone that is responsible, such as the administrative assistant or someone that works with documents and records that keeps track of all of the participants that have went through your organization's programs or the different services that your organization offers. Then once this information is organized well, which it should be, now you're able to have this data stored properly so that if you are having to report to a grant funder or a grant maker and let them know what it is that your organization has been able to do, you can refer to those forms that your organization has in those files to properly show and reflect what it is that your organization has been able to achieve. Then we have data security, which is our second point. And as the name delineates, data security focuses on how the data is protected. This is very, 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 very key where we are moving towards a dominant digital workforce. There are so many forms of cyber attacks that can happen. So with that, we have a lot of platforms now that have encryption ability, and different layers of security that your organization can engage in. If you want me to, I can definitely do another video that talks about different platforms that organizations can use when it comes to data security and data privacy. But for the sake of this video, data security itself is important, and how your organization is protecting this data is very key. Do you have a specific platform that your organization can use? Do you have password encrypted files within your computer that you can easily refer to or access and stuff like that, so that the information is protected? We had an issue at my job a few years ago where we stored all of our demographic data on a box drive within our computers and stuff, and it was readily accessible for everyone that worked within the unit. They would be able to go and pick out any data that they needed to pick out for whatever reporting line that they had. Well, as we merged under another unit within the organization that I work for, half of that data, if not more than half of that data, had been wiped, and these people were not able to recover all of these students' files and just all of the reporting forms that we had completed based on different grants that we had won years prior. And so it was very detrimental because one, we lost all of that data, but two, for future things that came up, we were not able to properly access the things that we needed to. And so I give that as an example to say, making sure that you are properly securing your data is very important. I have also worked at nonprofits and worked in different offices where client files were literally stored in boxes in the open, in the copy room, in someone's office where they have people coming in and out, or even behind the front desk where the administrative assistant sat, and you have a lot of foot traffic coming in that particular office as people are coming in for services, or they have questions or different things like that. I do not think that is a safe way to store your data. So again, it is important to make sure that you are prioritizing data security. You're not having the files open in places where people can readily get to it without any form of authority, or you have it on the computer but it's not organized properly, or it's not encrypted or protected, so someone can wipe it, or there can be a potential cyber attack, and we of course don't want that to happen. And this can be delineated much thoroughly in a risk mitigation plan. And risk mitigation in general focuses on preparedness in lieu of an emergency, such as a data breach or needing to assess information quickly. And in my experience, this has been a trend throughout different nonprofits that I've served with, where when it is time to report to a grant maker or a specific donor is looking for some demographic information, or there is a meeting coming up and you need specific data to support your presentation or some forth, a lot of people are scrambling and struggling last minute because again, you didn't focus on security when it comes to data management and then data management itself. So please do not be that organization. Make sure that you have a risk mitigation plan when it comes to preparing your organization for how you're going to properly store, manage, and secure your data. Again, there is a heightened digital workspace that we're now relying upon, and while that is great, there may be some documents that may need to be paper format. I know some people are like, well, we're moving towards a digital age, so you want to make sure everything is in a digital file. Whether you decide to do a hybrid where it's some digital, some paper, or paper only, or digital only, that is your choice. but there needs to be strategies in place and plans in place through this risk mitigation plan that focuses on how are we going to properly manage this data and make sure that it is protected. Within my department, the department that we actually merged under, there are a group of individuals that are responsible solely for managing documents and records. And because of the nature of the work that we do, where we're constantly engaging with students day in and day out, we have their grades, we have their financial aid awards, we have their degree progress, we have their demographic data and all of the sorts. Of course, you want to make sure that that data is being protected. So if there is a need within your organization where maybe you need to hire, someone that is actually responsible for being the documents and records manager, and they are able to build out a team based on the level of programs and services that your organization is offering, you can then build a team out and dedicate that team to specifically watching over all of the data, and they can work with the accounting team, so that there can be kind of a streamlined process between the two, because I'm sure there will be a lot of overlapping. So that's just a case in point that you guys could use depending on the needs of your organization. But the point of this video is to just briefly talk about data management, data security, and having a risk mitigation plan. And one last point that I do want to make: be prepared for a lawsuit. Be prepared for any legal activity that may come up where you are having to report to the IRS, or God forbid, you may have to go to court for a specific appeal, or whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row and be on the offense instead of the defense, because I have seen firsthand where there have been situations that come about, lawsuits that come about, and people were not necessarily prepared in the way that they should have been. So I hope and pray that this video was helpful for you guys. Short, simple, sweet, and straight to the point. But again, focusing on risk mitigation, data security, and data management is important across the board for all organizations, large and small. So until next time, please like, please share, please subscribe. Please check out the YouTube channel as well as the TikToks. I am, now uploading 2 TikToks a week. These are clips from the longer form videos, and as time permits, my plan is to start doing lives where people can come and ask questions, and we can talk about different things related to social impact work. And please be reminded that I do have the video podcast in Spotify as well as Apple Podcast. And if you want to listen while you're in the car, or you're running, or at the grocery store or something like that, please continue to hang out with us. We have been getting a lot of views, especially on the shorts and the TikTok platform, and I am very grateful for that. As I grow and as this business grows and everything grows with it, things will look very different, and I have a lot of exciting things that I would love for you guys to embark upon with me through OCO. So until next time, try to make the world a better place today.